Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. We're going to try this one more time. So, hope you guys, we're doing it on Monday. Market's not open today, so we can go ahead and do a live stream. I did one on Saturday. It was a pretty good one, but I get these YouTube copyright things. I've gotten 2 of them. Every time I try to include any kind of music or anything in my videos or live streams, they seem to do that. So, did a little research on it, tried to grab something that maybe won't get flagged, and we're going to just go ahead and try that again. And then I've been kind of working on some production stuff, really as a hobby. It's just kind of fun ultimately, but I'm trying to add a little bit more entertainment value, flair into the videos. At the end of the day, I'm here to give you guys good, solid content. I'm here to give you guys trade ideas. It really... it also helps sharpen my trading and my mind, around the trading setups. It helps me continue to look for trading ideas, reaffirm my trading ideas. And that's why I started the channel back a couple years ago, was really just an opportunity for me to kind of explain my thoughts about the market and really talk to people about it. I like to teach, a lot of people are interested in the market because, for one, it can be a real avenue for just enhanced quality of life, and again, so they asked me questions about it, and so I'm always thinking about these thoughts and concepts, and I started the channel to give me an opportunity, kind of a way to express some of those thoughts out into the world, get them, clear my brain, get it out of there, and then I think at the end of the day, I live a better quality of life as well when I'm able to kind of get some of these ideas out. So, guys, we're going to get right into it. If you're new, then this is just a trading channel. We cover, it's really not about news. I don't cover the market. I don't cover the news events. I don't go through, fundamentals of companies or what's happening in the news and just talk about that. That doesn't do anybody any good. At the end of the day, I'm looking for opportunities to trade. I'm looking for opportunities and setups on trades before they happen. I'm not looking to just build a case on some stock that everybody's piling into and it's a FOMO trade and I'll just tell you why that's great. I'm looking for trade setups that have the opportunity to make us money and keep our losses small. So that's kind of the name of the game. And a couple little things, guys, if you guys are finding value in the content, then go ahead and hit that like button. Just give me a like. It does help the channel, and it also, helps the YouTube algorithm. So I do appreciate that, and I'll continue to put out the content that you guys are looking for. All right. So let's get into the charts, and we will talk about what you guys are going to go. I'm going to go for, 45 minutes or so. All right, so I typically start off on the top, and I just start digging into the chart. So let's go ahead and look at Palo Alto. Let me know if the audio is okay. Guys, just I see my mic thing looks like it's working, so I assume the audio is good. Just leave a comment. Let me know the audio is good. Palo Alto. All right, so on Palo Alto, let's see here on the daily chart. Let's see, we've got... So really looking at this one. All right, here's your long-term trend. That's your bull trend. Okay, this started back in 2020. And we've got support along the way. All right, and there's your breakdown or your sell signal that came on May 5th. Okay, nice impulsive leg down. We hit support down here at 420.94, so 421. So that initial leg down, if you took it at the sell signal, that's a 20% drop. All right, so then you have a counter trend rally and a continued breakdown right there. I've got that kind of marked out. All right, so I don't see anything here today telling me we're not going lower. Now, we did close at support, though. There is some support. This chart's a mess because I've obviously been working in here, but there is some support right there, about 475.42. And you can see that on Friday, last Friday, we pretty much closed right at it. Okay, so we're at support. We did break it the day before, so it's, you can say it's resistance basically because we broke it the day before. You break, you back test, close at resistance, and they kind of leave everyone guessing. Okay, what happens on Tuesday? Do we break, or do we hold this and rally? I would assume that we're going to break. This chart tells me we're going lower. That's really all I see. I just see this bear flag here. There's this big flag down, and then the flag and a continuation of that. So yeah, that's my target right there. 374.29 is my target, and we closed right at resistance. So it's objective to short here. Recently, the most objective places to short, obviously it's objective to short right here on the sell signal, May 5th. So if you're swing trading this and you don't want to, try to game the bounces, then, you can just trade it down and let it, it's going to rally. It's not going to work its way straight down. You're going to have rallies, but it should continue lower. If you're trying to objectively trade it and catch the bounces and stuff, well, your initial sell signal was there. You could close it at support right there. That would make sense. And then we rallied up into the 200, and another sell signal, I believe a nice solid one, came right there. You could have taken it at the 200 as well, just as a shot that, okay, we're likely going to get rejected at the 200. And I think that would have made a ton of sense. Pretty low risk, but the objective sell signal came right there on June 10th, and we're moving lower. So as far as I can tell, we should head lower. And that's all I got on that one. Moving on. Latam Airlines. So I did cover that one on Saturday, and there was only one person asking about that. So I'm sure that it's probably the same person. So, but yeah, maybe there's some fun. Romeo, you're talking about fundamental stuff here. So, a lot of that's typically priced in. When you hear about news, you don't think there's usually institutions that pay millions of dollars to firms to hear about this information well ahead of what you hear about it. Although maybe you have some sort of contact or something, I don't know. So usually it's priced in. That's the point. The information, the news, the headlines are typically priced into the chart. So if it's technically set up in a bullish manner, then it could break higher, but hey, glad you guys, are finding value out of the course. I do, there's no tricks within that course. There's no easy way to become a successful, profitable trader, but there are certain techniques and there are certain ways to read charts that will help you, will really mitigate the risk of just taking blind shots at stocks. A lot of retail traders, what they do, because they don't really know what they're looking at in a chart and how to tell when things look bullish or bearish, they just follow price action. So at the end of the day, if things are going up, they're bullish. If things are going down, they're bearish. They don't know when there's a probability of it turning or selling off. And that, let's say it's bullish. Let's say oil stocks. I talked with someone this weekend, and they were long the oil stocks, as were a lot of retail people. And obviously, if you've been on this channel, we shorted those oil stocks, and they were very profitable for us. But they asked why the oil stocks went down, and they wanted to talk about some fundamental reason. And the point being is that it was in the charts. The charts told us to sell off. So that's typically what happens, if something's long, if retail's long, and it sells off, they don't know why it happened. So then they tune into CNBC to listen to for them to tell them why it happened, and then they feel better, or maybe that helps them make a decision that they need to sell. But typically, they miss the opportunity. The charts show the opportunity before the headlines. The headlines tell you after the fact. And it doesn't do anybody good, at least on my channel, to know about a move that just took place after the fact. All right, we want to know about it before, or at least know where the probability of that lies before the move takes place, so we can put down our wagers. So So again, if you're interested in the course and you want to learn about that as a skill set, then go ahead. I have a link in the subscription below of all my courses or all my videos, and you can go ahead and check that out if you're interested. It's got lots of information in there for you guys. All right, moving on. So let's get into. All right, let's see. Looking for some stock picks, guys. I don't see a whole lot. You guys got any charts you want me to look at? I have watched the Maverick of Wall Street. Dennis G has asked me if I watched the Maverick. I do watch him. He doesn't, some of the information that he gives is okay. I mean, in terms of like the chart analysis that he does, I mean, he's pretty broad. He keeps it pretty broad. So he just talks about looking for confirmations around certain levels, things like that, but doesn't usually give a whole lot of targets. It's not nearly as detailed as what I would prefer, but it definitely is entertaining. He's pretty funny. And that's for the most part why I listen to it, because he's a funny person. So I do check that out. All right, Etsy. Let's take out Etsy. All right, so on Etsy. All right, downward trend line. And we have bullish divergence. Yeah, so all right, so just to give you guys my thoughts about this when I'm looking at this chart here. Let me see if I can get this divergence drawn out. Bullish divergence, downward trend line. I think a lot of these tech stocks, they're kind of crap stocks, but not all of them, but they were the momentum trades of 2020 and 2021. A lot of the Cathie Wood stocks, I kind of am starting to like some of them, at least for setups, for bullish setups, long trades. Now again, I'm looking for a bear market rally in these. It's not going to be on to a new bull market, foaming at the mouth bullish, but bear market rally, which could be pretty impulsive. We could get a pretty strong rally, 50% gain or so. Who knows the exact amount? But I'm seeing the setup in a lot of these. PayPal, Roku, Netflix, kind of. This is another one. So I'm starting to kind of eyeball these things, and just getting ready. So these are kind of like the oil stocks. When I was talking about the oil stocks and how I wanted to short those things, and they look like a good short setup, and we were really just keep watching them, and finally we got good indication last week to really start smashing those things. Well, on these, they're starting to set up bullish, starting to look good. And on this one, you have this downtrend line. I'm looking for a bullish breakout, all right, above the trend line. Boom, something like that. We don't have it yet, but we have bullish divergence, and we have a downtrend to watch. So that's it. If we get the breakout, then we're going to probably, right there's a level. Let me mark that one out. I like that one right in there. I would say that's a pretty clean target, and that would be about 110.13. You probably have a little bit of resistance. I almost need to go down to the hourly to find it. Let's see, where is it at? Right about in there on the hourly. All right, so I'd say those are my two levels. That's not much of a level there, so we'll go with that. All right, so if you were going to get a breakout, maybe it happens next week. I don't know. We'll be watching these. Then the two levels I'd probably like is 92.88 and 110.08. All right, maybe higher, but for now we'll just watch those levels. And let's say we get the breakout, towards the end of next week, maybe it's here, then that's a potential rally up 40%. So that's as far as I'm going to go in these for right now. All right, so as we get going, we can continue on. That is Etsy. So again, I'm liking some of these. Yeah, okay, so let's look at some others. Just kind of scanning through here, guys. Okay, so someone's asked, a lot of people are interested in oil and all that, and I understand because that was a pretty recent trade idea, and so oil. XLE is kind of all right. So that's where I think. Okay, I think we go down at a minimum. I'm pretty sure we're going to hit the 200. I can't guarantee it because obviously it's a pretty well watched level, but oil is a really crowded trade, and this is a rush for the exits. You see how, look at that, just flush out. Volume's picking up. See the volume down below? We're just increasing in volume, and it's just pretty much a parabolic move down, a crash basically. So you've got I think you're going to hit that 200. So we've got a level to watch here, 70.57, and then another level at 66.75. Both of those levels seem pretty solid. And then what's this one I got here? All right, and then this one, see the weekly chart here? So this is going all the way back to 2014. This is basically the bear market that oil was in for quite a while, many years. And as I zoom in, you've got on the weekly, you've got cluster right up in here. You've got a tag there, clean and clear breakout. So, and that's a big weekly sell signal. So to me, we could, in the 200s right down here, I think down there at the trend line, they're asking when they should go long, and I would say probably down there. I can't recommend it, but in my opinion, that's where I'd want to likely start building a position long on oil down here on that trend line. What you'll want to see, though, is you'll want to see it, get down there, and as it gets down there, do we have bullish divergence? Do we start building bullish divergence? And that will give you a clue that, okay, we're at good support, nice solid support with bullish divergence. And then what the best thing to do is you can either buy at that support or go down to the hourly and draw out some sort of like downtrend like that. And I'm talking about when we get down there, and then wait for the breakout of that trend line. And that's it. That's how I treat the long trade on oil. Longer term, oil's in a bull market, so I think we're in for a correction. I think we're correcting now. Okay, moving on. Gold miners. Well, I mean, someone asked if the gold miners are dead money. Well, I think we're still consolidating. There's nothing really technically broken in gold. I'm looking at these miners. Here's an example. MTA. Okay, it's a weekly chart, but let's look at the daily. So I've got this downward channel on this one, and we've been hitting support multiple times, and recently, look what we're doing. All right, so when I say dead money, well, we're just holding support while kind of grinding around each and every day. We're hitting that and bouncing and falling back down to it. So we just got to get through this period where it's going to break. Maybe they want to do a flush out move, but I suspect it's going to do this. All right, I have a wager on it because I'm long this stock. I suspect we're going to go up to the top of the channel, get a little pullback like that, bounce, and then break out. I can't say for sure, but that's what I suspect. So keep an eye on that. And the other miners look like that as well. So Carvana, okay. This is another potential. Oh, this is, I think I took a position on this on Friday. This is a breakout. On Carvana, yeah, I think I grabbed a little bit of this, maybe a starter position. You don't need a huge position in this one because it can be a runner, but bullish falling wedge pattern here on the hourly chart. Bullish divergence on the momentum indicators. Nice clean divergence on both momentum indicators. Now they broke it out once like that and gapped it down, but that looks like a breakout to me. So when you go to the daily, the breakout, that's a pretty nice breakout right there. So I would say that's a buy signal. It was up 13%. I would look on Tuesday. maybe what they'll do on Tuesday is just gap it down slightly and step in and start to buy it. If you see that, I think that's probably going to be your, this was your breakout, and this is just, we should head higher. Targets, well, you just look at these highs. Your first resistance is probably going to be, let me go down to the hourly real quick. I don't see much in terms of resistance. A little bit right there. There's some reactions right in here. So we'll go here. Okay. 2 levels that I have for now would be 34.10 or 34 and 44.75. And those are, if you get up there, that's just the first level 41% and the second level 84%. So pretty strong rallies. Now you have to look at where this thing's fallen from. It came all the way from 373. So I can see us getting up to these levels. I kind of like it long, to be honest. We'll see how Tuesday plays out. I think I got a starter position in this. I don't quite remember, but I'll be watching it on Tuesday. All right, guys. We got 125 people. So if you guys haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hey, let me know if you guys can see these little flyover thingies. I created those over the weekend, kind of playing around, and I think you can, but let me know. They're just little prompt things, adding some polish to the production value. All right, so let's go into ET. Is QQQ next leg bullet? Oh, sorry, guys. I missed a couple here. I don't know if the 200-week moving average on the S&P 500 is going to hold. I don't know, guys. I don't have the moving average up. I think we're heading down to these COVID lows. But we might bounce here. We could rally. We might. It's such an obvious level to me. Maybe we do this, and this is just speculation, so I don't know. But maybe we go like this, and we do something all the way up here, hit that, then roll over into the rest of the year and come down like that. Again, this is a bear market. You go back and look at bear markets. Bear markets don't crash. They don't initially start off with a crash. Typically, they work their way lower. They follow the slope of hope. So if you just crash like that, or even down to there, you just wash out all the sellers. And then all the sellers, they all panic sell. They all take big losses. They're no longer in the market. And that's the end of the bear market because all the sellers flush out. A prolonged bear market follows the slope of hope. So you rally, you keep the longs in there, and they don't get out, and then you continue to sell down. And so over time, more and more waves of sellers show up, but you don't flush them all out all at once. Usually you flush all the sellers out at the end of the bear market. And if we're in a bear market, I don't even have to say like if we're in a bear market. I know I've talked about that since January, saying I think we're in a bear market. I think we're going into a bear market. I had a lot of people questioning me why I was calling it a bear market, and that's because I try to see where things are going in the future based on the charts. I'm not a fortune teller, but so I was calling it a bear market because it looked like we were heading into a bear market. Now I don't have to, it is an official bear market, so we got that call right. But yeah, slope of hope. That's kind of what I'm thinking in the back of my head. So we will see. All right, moving on. ET. And guys, I'm going to run for about 10 more minutes, and then we're going to wrap up. It's going to be a little shorter. Let me get back to the daily chart. Another oil stock, so obviously just follow. Yeah, that's at support. Oh, sorry. I lost that one. Let's just mark that out here. Like this, and that stretches down to the COVID lows, and there you go. At support, so probably going to bounce along with the other. There's several other oil stocks that are at support, like DVN closed at support. So I took some profits. I definitely took a lot of, took some of those off the table on Friday, locked in huge gains on those shorts, looking for a small bounce in oil, and then probably going to continue lower down to those trend lines that I talked about for XLE. This one's at support. You'll probably get a bounce, most likely. Now, if I look at the hourly, yeah, so, and you got a gap to fill right there. So maybe you go fill that gap, all right? That somewhere right there. That's probably where I'd want to reshort that thing if I was right there. And that's about 1050, 1062, something like that. You bounce, fill the gap, roll over, break trend, and head maybe a little bit lower. Again, it will depend. There's a level, so that would probably be my maybe final target on that one, would be down there at about 857 or so. Okay, that's all I have on that one. Oh, and this one again, negative divergence right here. See that? So you have all the makings of a trend break, all right, and a correction. This is a bull trend. But we could break the trend and get a correction, get down to here, and then rally and continue higher. For now, though, probably gonna bounce. So like this, break like that. But what I would do, if you get the bounce, you could short it here or just wait for the break of the trend, because you might not get the break of the trend. It might just hold for a while. So it's more conservative to wait for the break of the trend and then trade it down to a key level of support. Okay. Could you turn around and fill some of the gap? CLX? Yeah, you could. That's Chevron, right? Oh, Clorox. Sorry. I was thinking that Chevron. Yeah. So this one, you're in a bear market. There's your bull trend on the weekly chart going back to 2011. See the bull rally? All right. Big weekly sell signal breakdown. Backtest to the 200. And in a bear market, the 200, tags of the 200 is typically where you fail. Just like in a bull market, tags of the 200 is where the buyers step in. So seller stepped in there, smashed down. There's no support in this thing on the weekly chart till we get down here at 112.35, and that's likely where we're heading. Okay, there's their daily. There's support down there. I wouldn't wait for that one exact penny, but maybe anywhere from 112 up to 114 is support. So that's what I see on that one. Probably get a bounce down there. All right. Guys, if you're just joining, the Saturday live stream, I had to pull it down because of a copyright issue. So I just decided to do it again today. So, I do appreciate it. You guys, if you're just joining, drop me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button as well. If you haven't subscribed, most people I assume have subscribed. They're on this live stream, but if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe and try to keep you guys up to date with actionable trade ideas, trade setups, things that, are actionable. All right. All right. Let me see here. Yeah, I do think the precious metals are going to rally. They look like they will, but, we have to watch. Baba. All right. Chinese stocks. Yeah. Well, looks like it's bottomed. They asked if it's bottomed, and I think that it looks like it has. You have a downtrend line here. Never really had that bullish divergence, though. So that's why I didn't really like this one. You just had bullish momentum, bullish price action. So, but you broke out. There's a pretty clean buy signal. Nice breakout, back test, kind of coming in, back testing a little bit. I think as long as you can hold above this trend, line, then we should continue to rally. Yeah. For a bear market rally. All right, nothing more. That's going to be consistent most likely in anything that's in a bear market is likely, you know, the rallies are likely bear market rallies. So we can trade them to the long side, but we just don't fall in love. PayPal. Yeah, I like PayPal. I was looking at that one. It's not, I didn't get a buy trigger yet, but it definitely has a setup. So PayPal, bullish falling wedge pattern. Okay. Bullish divergence on the momentum indicators. Okay. No buy signal. Started to look like a buy, you know, this is the one I said, look, we're above it, but it's just not quite good enough. It was a breakout, but I was kind of looking for either a more impulsive candle breaking above our trendline resistance or confirmation of more buying the next day. Just didn't get it. So I need to see that exact same thing. All right. I need to see a break above the level. Nice bullish candle. That will be your buy signal. And first level of resistance, 93.50. Next level of resistance, I'm not sure where I get this one. I'll have to tighten that one up. Potential rally all the way up to 139 or 140. The reason why I get that level is if you go to the weekly, there's your bull market going back to 2016. And you can see we were in rallying. Well, we're in a bear market now. So any rallies into major resistance should be sold. But you can get a rally. Maybe you break out and you could do that. All right. I don't know if we will, but you could. That would be very, very objective to sell. You can see the 200s heading down, so maybe they meet up. If you see that, that's where I want to short at, no doubt. But I'd be willing to trade it long up to there, or at least up to some of these resistance levels if I get that bullish breakout, which I do not have yet. Okay. All right, we're going to do 3 more, and then I'm going to wrap up. Hey, thank you for the super chat there. I can't pronounce your name quite, but Anurag. Hey, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. Microsoft, AMD. I'm just kind of scanning through the ones you guys want me to look at. Dollar. I think the dollar is going down. DXY. It's been strong. Let's look at the dollar real quick. I'll start out on the weekly chart. So nothing really on the weekly telling me that we got a reversal. We've got this, the dollar's kind of gone parabolic. The thing though about the dollar, we do have weekly negative divergence. I've got that marked out there on the RSI, and on the PPO it's there as well. So weekly negative divergence. Now that doesn't always trigger right away, but it's there. You go to the daily here, you've got a trend line to watch. And for me, that's really what it comes down to, is this trend line. I need to see that trend line break. We get a break of that trend line. That's kind of your sell signal in the dollar. And when that happens, you're likely going to see gold rally. So for me, I'm not going to trade the dollar, but I'm looking to trade the gold and gold miners. And, you know, it's definitely set up. Negative divergence on the daily. All right, and that's a divergent high. So we should break soon, and gold should rally. And that's why I like gold for the long side, because the dollar's set up bearish, gold set up bullish. We're at some key levels of support on some of these miners, not all of them, but some of them. So that's it. Microsoft. So Microsoft, this is a monthly chart. We'll go to the weekly. On the weekly chart, you've got this trend line. This is kind of a minor trend line, so I think we could bounce here. But this should break, all right, just to let you know. But this is, because we're in a bear market, but this is a trend line, and we're right there at support. We held it on Friday, so we could see a bounce here, and the bounce could be all the way up to the 200. Maybe the 200 starts to roll over and it meets at lower levels, but we could do that. Then come down, break this support, and once we break that, it should be lights out for Microsoft all the way down to its major bull trend line, which is going to be all the way down here at 127, you know, or whenever you actually get to it. But that's your long-term bull market from starting from the 2009 lows going all the way up there. So that's kind of the final target, final target, I guess, in this bear market is going to be down there. All right, one more, guys, and then I am going to wrap up. So I'm going to just scan here and look at what we got, see if there's anything interesting. Yeah, I had a copyright issue, Jason. I used a song in that waiting room. So I don't know. I thought you could do that. Thought it was a copyright free thing, but apparently not. So who knows? I'll probably get a copyright with this one too. Who knows? Rio and Valet, yeah. Okay, let's check out Rio and Valet. Let's see where I have those right there. All right, so there's Valet, your bull market. This is a weekly chart going back to 2016, still intact, still in a bull trend. All right, support. We're coming down to that support again on the weekly, and that's it. This was a bearish engulfing candle right there, so that, and with more selling, so obviously not good. And you do have negative divergence on the weekly. All right, so going to the daily. At a minimum, we should head down here and hit this trend line. All right, they'll try to hold the trend line, likely going to get a bounce there. That would be a potential buy area. Yeah, that's probably where I'd want to be buying this thing, is down there, somewhere right down there. It's in a bull market. It has a bull trend. You have a, you know, I just buy there instead of set a stop below, you know. That's how I would treat that one on Valet. If we get down there quickly, we'll probably keep bullish divergence. So it'll, you know, we have bullish divergence that right here. Let me zoom in, show you guys what's going on here. So this low right there, that's a divergent low. See the momentum, how it's higher? All right. So you've got higher momentum with lower price. That's bullish divergence. You get a big rally, but now we're coming down. I think we're going to extend this bullish divergence, do something like this, maybe chop around here, kind of hit this trend line. But the key takeaway is extend the divergence. Don't take it out, but extend it. And if you see that you got bullish divergence and you're at that key level of support, that's the best you can do in terms of having a high probability long trade. So I like that one down there. Rio, yeah, not as clean of a chart, so I'll just skip on Rio. I did cover that Valet one, guys. I said, I said I'd just do one more, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. If you guys, you know, again, just hit that like button. It does help the channel. And it does also, you know, support, shows that you guys care about what I'm doing. So hit that, hit the subscribe button, check out the course if you haven't done so. It's a good course. I put it together for you guys, and I've heard a lot of people saying there's a lot of value. So check that out. And I will catch you guys when the market opens tomorrow. Take care. Bye.